I asked her to unzip my costume so I could put my fleece back on. As she unzipped the back, she said, "Did you get to meet William Shatner?" "Yeah." I didn't want to let on that I was upset. "What's wrong?" she said. She handed me my fleece jacket, concern in her eyes. Well, I hesitated. Because if I said it out loud, then that would make it real. He was a dick to me.
Oh, Mandy, turns out that Wil Shatner's a dickhead.
Her eyes widened and she gasped, "What? Why? What happened?" I fought back tears and I recounted our introduction. "What an asshole! Oh, I'm so sorry." I nodded my head and she gave me a hug. I took a deep breath, shrugged my shoulders, and walked back to my trailer where I sat down and cried. I had spent weeks getting up the courage to meet this man, and in 5 minutes he had insulted and humiliated me. He had reduced me from peer to peon. I wore my stupid costume that I hated, thinking it would impress him, and he made fun of it. 15 minutes later, an assistant director knocked on my door and told me that they were ready for me on set. I stood up, wiped off my face, and walked into the stage. I took my seat on the bridge of the Enterprise D next to Brent Spiner. "I heard about Shatner," Brent said. "You did?" "Yeah. You know he wears a toupee, right?" I giggled. "No, I did not know that." "Oh yeah, he's balder than old Baldy up there." I giggled some more as the stored up adrenaline began to release through my veins. "That is bald." "Yep." Brent put his hands on the console. The first AD said, "This will be picture." And we all focused. "Picture is up, very quiet, please. Roll camera. Action," said the director. Patrick entered from his waiting room and walked to the captain's chair. "Mr. Crusher, take us out of orbit, laying a course for the Rapatis system, warp 6. "Aye, sir." My fingers danced across the con. "Course laid in so." "Make it so, Mr. Crusher." The camera creaked back on the dolly track as the Enterprise D went to warp speed.
It's the next generation. It's the next generation of Star Trek.
That is exactly how it happened every single time we went to warp speed on the Enterprise. There's a bit more to the story, but I've used up half of our time already telling it, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it there so that we can take some Q&A and enjoy the rest of our second Sunday morning together. You can see this story in its entirety. I'm sure it's on YouTube from Wil Wheaton versus Paul and Storm. You can come see Paul and Storm and me and Adam Savage and special guests in Woodstock whenever we come to a city near you, which isn't going to be very soon. But there's going to be Wil Wheaton versus Paul and Storm later this year, probably very certainly coming to a town near-ish to you, right? You think? Yeah.
Same continent.
Yeah, we'll totally be on the same continent. We're going to be on the same planet, so you got that. Please thank Paul and Storm. Thank you. I will now move to the table where I sit, and I will remove the cape of dicks. Okay, I'm going to leave the cape of dicks on. Oh, right.
Wait, hello.
How are you?
I'm good. You made me cry, actually. I did.
One of my things.
I start crying right here. Okay. No feedback. No feedback.
feel like a rock star when that happens. Thank you all very much for coming this morning. And what do you want to do now? Questions or what?
Yeah, can I just share my William Shatner story?
Please do.
Okay.
I should point out that years later, William Shatner actually did make a very serious effort to apologize, and he actually sent me a note at the behest of Gene Roddenberry. That is a true story, and it's okay now, but it was still pretty shitty when it happened.
Yeah. I had the chance to meet William Shatner last year. That was the first time. It was in Tulsa at the Trek Expo. There's a green room back there, and all the actors in the green room. And I've heard all these stories, horrible stuff from Chekhov, from Sulu. All these actors have told me. I'm using their character names.
Good job, Star Trek.
So,
it's okay. It's second Sunday. Don't worry about it.
Second Sunday. I walk up to him and I said, Mr. Shatner, it's great to finally meet you. Now, when he shook my hand, he only gave me the top portion of his hand. Yes. So it was this sort of, I thought maybe he was...
You were supposed to kiss the ring.
Yes, I was supposed to kiss the ring. I thought he was giving me the Godfather thing, right? So he gave me half a hand, and he looked at me, and in mid-handshake, he looks away, and then he pulled away. And then he wiped his hand off on his... Wow. Yes, man. And same thing. From that point forward, he was William fucking Shatner to me, too. And it hurt. I was...
No, it's okay. We got this. Listen, between the two of us, we've saved a lot of people from danger. We can fix the microphone.
I love Wil Wheaton. It was really just insulting. It hurt. My feelings were hurt. I was mad. My first instinct was I wanted to knee him in his fat belly. I mean, that was the first thing that came through my mind. But what happened was this year in Vegas, right before at the Vegas convention, the Trek convention, I'm at my autograph table, and this guy comes up. He goes, "Hi, I'm Bob, and I work for Mr. Shatner, and he would like to have you come over and do an interview for his documentary, The Captains, if you don't mind." I go, "Oh, really?" Oh, bud. So I said, "Okay."
I'd love for him to come over and do my documentary called Go Fuck Yourself.
I wanted to, but I really wanted resolution from what happened a year earlier. So I follow this guy into the side room. And
No, listen, if you're nice to him, he'll change.
Yeah. And so
You can totally change him. Try harder.
No, I wanted to tell him.
Somebody doesn't get lifetime.
I wanted to mess with him. I wanted him to know my pain. That's all. I mean, that's it.
So you're his showman.
I am his showman. So I walk in there, and he's like, "Hello, hey, thanks for coming in, and we'd like to go ahead and..." I said, "Great to meet you." And I said, "You know what? We actually met once before, Mr. Shatner." And he said, "What?
If you kill a man, you better make sure he's dead."
Oh my God. I think I love you. No, isn't he an amazing freaking guest? Come on, guys. Would you consider coming back? I mean, to Dragoncon?
Or you could come to PAX.
Listen, I hope
Now,
PAX...
please, fight amongst yourselves.
I hope PAX scheduled it the same way so that you can come back next year, because I would love to have you back next year.
If we can make the scheduling work,
Okay.
then I'll come up with another reason why I can't come. I've had a wonderful time. I wrote about it on the Google Plus this morning. I've really enjoyed myself, and everyone that I've met has been so kind, and it's been really wonderful to come out here and experience this thing that I've heard so much about. And I mean, I've been exhausted. I only sort of like went out one night, and I shouldn't have done that because I was so tired. So I haven't really experienced all of it, but the people I have met have been really, really kind, and really, everyone seems to be having a good time. You know, every con has its own personality, and like PAX, the reason I love PAX is it's sort of about celebrating gamers. The games that we play are just kind of there, like to give us a thing to do, and it was a response to E3, which was basically about like just coming up with a way to sort of like take our money and sell us stuff. And we thought, well, we need to do something. Well, I wasn't involved in the planning, but they thought, you know, we need to do something that celebrates, you know, like the people that make this possible. And you know, Comic-Con over the years has really been co-opted, and it's just a different thing now. Comic-Con is not really about us. It's about people trying to, like, you know, get us to go market stuff for them. And there's still some cool things there, but it just doesn't have, like, Comic-Con doesn't really have a soul anymore. You know, I mean, it's starting to feel like a corporation. And I kept hearing that Dragoncon was this con that was like about people and about fans and about fans. You know, I see it. I totally see it. I totally get it. And it's been really fun. I saw a guy in an Iron Man costume that looked so good it was like CG.
Oh, totally.
It's great. It's been wonderful. I've had a really, really good time, and I mean, thank you to everybody for being so nice to me.
I actually heard that you did you go to an MMO party and with Felicia Day? You guys were dancing around and everything?
Felicia was like, go to the MMO party. I said, I really don't want to. I just want to go to sleep. And she was like, no, go to the MMO party. You'll have a good time. And fucking Felicia, like, it's 2 cons in a row where she's talked me into going somewhere that I didn't want to go. And then, and I don't enjoy dancing. I do not enjoy dancing. But me plus 2 beers, I really like dancing. And she knows this. So she was like, oh, are you at dinner? You should have another beer. And then we went to it was really fun. Yeah, it was a good time.
3 hours I heard you were dancing.
I don't think it was that long.
Okay, 2.5.
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, and then I just didn't get enough sleep. Boy, did I not get enough sleep, which apparently is why it's second Sunday.
Do you have anything going on with Aaron Douglas in terms of some type of rivalry?
Aaron
there is something, right?
Well, yeah, but it's not real. I mean, Aaron and I are extraordinarily good friends.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
But we do this thing where we just tease each other and really give each other a hard time, and we autograph pictures to each other and pass them across at conventions. But we write horrible things like that. I have this picture of Gordy and Chris who stand by me, like, where after we shot the gun behind the thing, and one of them goes, oh my God, you shot Aaron Douglas, he's dead. And no, you shot Aaron Douglas. And the guy goes, oh my God, I think he's dead. And then Gordy goes, nah, that's just his career. And I gave that. And then he sent me a thing, and he was like, let's talk about that awkward career hiatus you took for 10 years. It's really great. Just giving each other terrible shit. So yesterday, I stole one of his pictures when he wasn't aware of it, and I just wrote a big word balloon, and it just says, I love cock. And then I forged his signature on it, and so we do things like that. Well, and it's really funny because we're trolling about, we'll be trolling significantly less amount of fandom now, but we've been trolling fans for like 3 years because people think, wow, they really hate each other. And no, we're really good friends, and we support rival hockey teams, so that
hockey fan. Okay. Yeah. Well, the reason why I brought that up because yesterday after my long day, I go back into my room and I'm watching actually the documentary on Dragoncon actually was on PBS, and then after that I flipped over to Dragoncon TV and they had footage of the masquerade costume contest, and the 2 hosts were some comic book artist and Aaron Douglas. So when they introduced Aaron, he comes out and he says, well, I'd just like to say one thing to get this all started or something along those lines, and he goes, frack Wil Wheaton is what he said. Yeah. So did you see that? No, but I know that you know he said. Okay. Right. And I got defensive. And I go, what? What did you say?
All right.
I'm the trick track director, Mo. I'm gonna take you out. Messing with my Wil Wheaton, my boy Wil Wheaton. I got mad. I really got mad. And I started taking down
It was all troll face.
I know. So, and then he said something else negative towards you a little later on. I said, oh, wait till I see her, and next time I see her, he's gonna get it. But I'm really happy to know that it's just all a part.
It's just a thing we do.
Okay.
Yeah. And Aaron's actually taking the worst of it because people get really angry at him, and they're like. And I was like, listen, you probably might want to let people know it's a gag because I have a nerd army. And I cannot control them.
Oh,
Yeah. Let's say we do some questions.
yes, questions.
Enough of what we want to talk about.
Yes.
What would you like to talk
Go
about?
ahead.
Oh wow, for the first time Mike was the right height for me.
Achievement unlocked. I know, right? Best cosplay ever.
I guess. I had a question and then something I wanted to tell you. The question is, all hail the Prince of Geeks.
Thank you.
You got to step through the veil between the fan world and being on the other side, and being that diehard fan. I wanted to know, as you were filming the episodes that came up, any of the moral lessons or thinky thoughts, which ones might have stuck with you? Any of the episodes that stuck with you anyway?
Well, I'll tell you, I think one of the things that Star Trek does, and it is a huge part of Gene Roddenberry's sort of goal for the world, and it forms one of the pillars of my "don't be a dick" philosophy. Star Trek says like we should be the best that we can be, and we should be good to each other, and we should face challenges together and solve them together. And one of the ways you do that is by learning from every mistake you make and owning up to every bad choice you make and sort of trying every day to be better than you were the day before. And one of my favorite episodes of Next Generation is Tapestry. Because there's a thing, people always ask me, if you could do anything differently, what would it be? And I can honestly say I wouldn't do anything differently. I've suffered and I've struggled, and all of that led me to where I am, and I really like my life. And I'm really grateful for what I have, and I'm unbelievably lucky. That saying about if you love what you do for work, it's not work, is like describes my life. And every day I'm afraid I'm going to wake up. And I would not, things would be different if things had been indifferent. That's something that really stuck with me all along.
Cool. That's exactly what I wanted to know. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And the thing I wanted to tell you, I'm sure you've heard a billion different ridiculous stories.
1,000,001.
Here's 1,000,002. I had a bucket list when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Kids had diaries. And on my list, climb Mount Everest, visit Antarctica, go to the moon, meet Wil Wheaton. Way down the list was meet William Shatner. You were up there.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, I met William Shatner. He actually pulled me up on stage for Bear Hugstar. I guess my experience outdid your first experiences. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
Right, yeah.
But
you clearly provided balance in the universe.
But I finally got to meet you, so now I guess I can check another one off my list, so thank you.
Oh, awesome.
I tried to meet you walk in and
Hi.
Hi! It took me since Friday afternoon, but I finally figured out a question for you.
Wow, that's a long time.
Well, I asked Amy and I asked Robin, and I thought it was a little unfair that I didn't ask you anything. The cosplayer back there that was wearing your very nice gray outfit.
Right.
What is up with the butt flap thing?
I have no idea. I think it's supposed to look like trousers or something.
It's like, did they not have a hook and eye back there?
Apparently they don't have hook and eye in the future.
I mean, not that I would always...
It's part of the hook and eye war of 2316. Try to act surprised. You do not try to change the future, guys.
I mean, it's not like I was looking at your butt all the time. It was just kind of there, and you couldn't help it.
Yeah, I know. It draws your attention. Right, I get it. I know. I feel the same way about boobs. Thank you.
If Jen from Cake Rex is here, hi.
Oh, hi, Jen from Cake Rex. Where are you? Are you here? Really? No, she's not. Oh, she's there. You're
I should give it to
awesome.
her mention for that.
As my first crush, I was wondering if he would sign my boob.
Does anybody say no to that?
Where is a damn Sharpie when you need one? Oh, she's got
Wait, hold on. You were talking to me, right? Not him.
No, you, buddy, you.
Garrett, I'm going to be right back.
Go right ahead.
Wow. Second Sunday.
It's not all bad.
Talk about somebody you don't want to follow in life. You flew the real Starship Enterprise D,
I did.
and you have
I
gone.
parked it, too.
You,
It's hard to do, all right?
and you went to Star Trek Experience in Vegas.
Yes.
You've written about that. Why don't you talk a little bit about that? And do you happen to know what's happened to that?
I understand that what remains of Star Trek The Experience is currently being watched over by top men. Top men. You were there, actually, the first time I wrote Star Trek The Experience.
Yes, I was
and
there.
it was very much an experience for me. It was a very emotional experience for me. For normal people, going on Star Trek The Experience is like, wow, neat, I get to go onto the Enterprise. But for me, it was like, wow, I get to walk into the closest thing to a holodeck recreation of me being a teenager. And it was, I was overwhelmed by nostalgia, and it was beautiful, and it was incredibly emotional, surprisingly emotional for me to stand there and see all of that. I wrote about it in Just a Geek, and it's in Dancing Barefoot too. Rather than recount the entire story, I would encourage you to buy my book.
Was the replica
The
exact?
story is, it was really close. It was a little bit larger in areas just like to accommodate more people, but the graphics were all correct, and the fundamental dimensions were